Today, we hear real stories of layoffs, job loss, and survival across America. Welcome to the real economy.
Hey everyone. My face is dry. Just sitting in my car. Bittersweet moment. Just left the local VA clinic, turning in my equipment from my remote job that was unfortunately terminated back on the 13th. I didn't think I would get upset because I know I did nothing wrong other than being on probation. But still hard not to take it personal when someone questions my work ethic and my integrity. And I hope that all of us affected can, I'm not worried about getting reinstated because I know they're still downsizing and trying to make cuts, but making it right that we were not terminated for performance. Some of my colleagues were denied unemployment because it was performance related, and it's just not fair that those things were done to us. So just wanted to share more. I'm not meaning to ask for pity or anything. Just, if you're a praying person, please say a prayer for my fellow federal employees that are affected and all the ones that are still employed that are going through reduction in forces right now and being forced into other positions or taking away their jobs and abolishing their jobs where they don't have any other options but to find work elsewhere. So anyway, just having an emotional moment. So I hope you guys all have a good day.
So I got fired, no cause, just vibes. And when I was like, why is this happening? They were like, well, it just seems like you're not really invested long term. Like, it seems like you really don't like your job. And I was like, yeah, of course I don't like my job. Since when are we supposed to like our jobs? I thought you just bootstraps it and just muscle through the day like my Republican dad told me. What? God, corporate America is just getting out of control.
Hey, just asking for a friend. What are you supposed to do when you lose your job that means the world to you? Because I am truly heartbroken. This is the first job that I've had that I felt like I was making a big difference. And it was just ripped away from me today. Ugh, this sucks.
We have been recently reviewing the performance of all of our team members, and we have chose a pool of people that we actually feel are underperforming. Well, historically, looking at your targets and how you've been performing, you're actually 77% below.
Yeah, but historically, as you're talking, I was hitting way, way, way above target. I'm still on 102%. That's not underperforming. I'm still making the company a hell of a lot of money.
We're concerned about the downward trend. I mean, you were, of course, overperforming in the early days, but as that seems to be going, less and less at the moment, we're very concerned that might continue to the point where you're actually severely underperforming and costing the business money.
I'm sorry, this doesn't seem legitimate in the slightest.
When you look at the actual spreadsheets, we can see that back in November, you hit 197%. And 102 that you're on currently is really severely damaging for the company. We're losing a lot of money because you're not working as hard. You don't want to stay overtime and help your other team members. You're suddenly like, yeah, it's 7 p.m. I need to clock out. This isn't proper teamwork.
Can I just say that I work a lot of overtime. I work in the evenings when my children have gone to bed. I actually sit down and do work as well. Like, you can't say that I'm clocking out early. I'm actually working more hours than I should.
What you think is your best is not what's the best for the company. We have other people who are actually pulling the 60 hours, making sure the projects are way ahead of the deadlines. Our clients are happy, and you're the only person who actually sends the report within 5 minutes of the deadline. There's no time for us to review and make sure if there's any additional changes. To me, it feels like you're slacking.
I don't understand why my line manager isn't in this meeting. I don't think my line manager has any issues whatsoever with my performance.
This is no concern for Ms. Chen. Ms. Chen is on annual leave today, so we just decided to go ahead and have this meeting because every additional day that we keep you on costs us money.
You've not even given me any notice. Like, what am I supposed to do?
We're giving you a notice right now, aren't we, Paul?
This is under the terms of your contract. If you do actually read the small print, you will find that the company does reserve the right to give a shorter notice period due to underperformance and lack of standards.
Out of the goodness of my heart, I think we can pay her for extra week.
An extra week?
We're not horrible people, are we?
Have you or someone you know been laid off recently? How did it impact your life? If you lose your job, apply for unemployment immediately. It can take weeks to process.
The entire NIH Human Resources Department has been fired by DOGE. I'm an NIH employee who was recently put on administrative leave by DOGE, and yesterday a few of my colleagues and I realized that our health benefits had suddenly been taken off of our record. And so one of my colleagues reached out to the NIH Department of Human Resources and got this response. And keep in mind, this is the HR department for all of NIH. It says, this is the automatic message. It says, unfortunately, our entire team has been RIF'd. RIF means reduction in force. Doing our very best to support the various needs of our customers and prioritizing actions based on effective dates. Once we have more information on the transition of NIH benefits and retirement services, we will provide such information. So our benefits have been taken off of our record and we don't even have any way to figure out what to do now. This is also hugely problematic for anyone who's trying to retire right now, anyone who's trying to quit and take a new job like they want us to, so it's just a mess.
All right, day one of me not having a job, and it's time for me to tell the story of who the fake did I work for. No, I don't have a story. I wanted a story, but I don't have one. I work for a nonprofit. People have been asking, and our federal funding got cut because of the new administration. And that's okay. It's not okay. But I'm going to be okay. I am down here at the unemployment office filing for my unemployment because your girl still need her coin. And I am still processing all of this. It really hit me this morning when I did not have to get up to go to work. But in the meantime, in between time, I will be job hunting. I will be taking a break. I will be self-reflecting. I will be updating my resume. I don't know. I just will. That's it. I'm here. Follow me.
If you are wondering how federal employees can get fired by the current administration, Congress is the only one that can remove a federal employee. They're not getting rid of the job, they're getting rid of the people, and then they're going to bring foreign workers in. That's what those work visas were for. That's been part of the plan the entire time. They're not getting rid of the job, they're simply getting rid of the American people working in those jobs. So please be mindful of that. But Congress are the only ones that can approve a federal employee getting fired. So if these people are fired, your Congress people, your House and the Senate, they are the ones removing the people. They need to be voted out now. You need to call and complain and do your part.
What would you do if you had no paycheck for 3 months? Share your thoughts below. Start networking even if you aren't laid off yet. Many new jobs come through personal connections.
So I made it back to Pennsylvania, and I think it's important for people to be aware of what is going on, other than what they might see in the news, but like the experience that I am currently living through. So starting March 17th, went back into office. I go into office every day of the week pretty much, and then go back home on the weekends. And I was going to do this in the hopes that return to office was going to get reversed or whatnot, because this is my dream job and I want to keep it. And so I was willing to do what I could until I exhausted all avenues pretty much. Today, I went into work like I normally do early in the morning to make sure I get a secured parking spot. Got in. It was different than most days because there was increased security. And what ended up happening, instead of us badging in, they collected our badges to scan. And I guess during this procedure, it must have alerted them for certain IDs, and I guess mine was one of them. They gave me a piece of paper to accompany my card and said, call, whichever division, because it was a list of a few divisions with telephone numbers associated with them. Call this number to find further instructions. They said, grab your stuff, go ahead to the right-hand side, and figure out kind of what you need to do. And I said, does this mean I'm being riffed? Security's like, I have no idea. And the person in back of me, I was like, do you think it is? And he just looked at the piece of paper and was just like, I guess, dumbfounded, had no idea what is going on. Went and I called the number, found out after I asked, because I provided my name. They asked why I was calling. I said, went through security. I'm not being let through. I was told to contact, but can you do me a favor? Can you just tell me right now, am I being riffed? And the term rift, it means reduction in force. Okay. So, and she said, yeah. And I was like, okay. She said, no, it's not okay. I'm so sorry. I said, it is what it is. At least I could go back to Pennsylvania to my family.
121,000 jobs. Let that sink in. Many news outlets are now reporting that since Trump took office 3 months ago, 121,000 federal employees have been fired. So this is the president who claims he's going to create more jobs. And he's coming out of the starting gate with a negative number, 121,000 jobs. He and Doge have eliminated, and they haven't stopped yet. And I don't care if they're federal jobs. Jobs are jobs. If the federal government can create jobs for people to give them a livelihood, then so be it. And many of these federal jobs are in ruby red states. And many of the people who have lost their jobs are MAGA and Trump supporters. There's a difference. The MAGA are cult. And you're also got Republicans and then independents. I mean, he is completely destroying not only his future, but the future of the Republican Party. Just remember that, folks. It's not even May 1st. More than 121,000 jobs Donald Trump has fired, and it's him. The buck stops at Donald Trump. He has fired 121,000 Americans, thinking he's magically going to get companies to shut down their factories overseas and suddenly build them overnight over here. And, it'll be like a Mardi Gras. And, it'll just be jobs, jobs, jobs forever. Yeah. Not one company is shutting down their factory to move here to the United States.
Shit just hit the motherfucking fan. I just got fired from my job. Let go, fired, whatever you want to call it. And it's a very bittersweet moment. I literally just started this job maybe about a month ago. And after dealing with the last job that is kind of the same field, it's kind of like, damn, what is God telling me? I'm really pursuing my music, my acting career, and I keep complaining about the job taking up a lot of time. And a piece of me is very happy, but also I'm like, what's about to happen? Like, what does God have for me? And like, I literally turned my paperwork in, and I got in my car, and I'm just sitting like, wow, this is my life again. It's like God is telling me something, but am I missing what he's telling me? I know I should pursue my career and push and do, chase my dreams, but it's like, I still need money though, right? I still need financial stability to take care of my bills, my everyday bills. And it's crazy because I got in this car and I closed the door and I literally was like,
it was just purely cut and dry. He's like, hey, given the current situation, I can't, do this. I would love, to bring you on another contract. Yes, we'll definitely do that. But right now, Kara, it's crazy. It's just overall, it's just, mayhem, within the government right now. That's the unfortunate situation right now. So that's what we have to So you still have some GFE, right? You have the laptop and what else do you have there?
Yeah, I have my laptop and my PIV.
Okay. So yeah, so call the help desk and ask them, hey, how do we return it?
Mhm.
I'm assuming they will, send instructions on how to do that. Because there's a lot of different kind of direction coming from the administration itself overall. So so they don't know what they're doing. Meaning they
But
don't
it
know
wasn't
whether
anything based off performance or anything like that.
No,
It was
no,
just,
no, no, no,
okay.
no. It is not based on our performance or anything like that. It's just this whole situation of the government, going through, so much change. Funding has been overall funding has been cut, and they're canceling a lot of the research. Today is the last day. Okay. So yes, you can reach out to us. We don't usually do a discharge letter per se. We can definitely, you can definitely ask her for a recommendation letter. And then we'll, that should be, that should be, easy to do. The discharge letter is what is the email that I sent is what would be the discharge letter.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay, yeah. So we'll be in touch. I think there's some good work that we could do. So we'll figure out something.
Okay. Sounds good. All right. Thank you so much.
Okay, sure. Okay, yeah. Take care.
You too.
Bye.
If you were laid off tomorrow, what's your backup plan? Comment below.
So I think I'm getting laid off today. My boss sent me and my entire team a message a couple days ago to come in this morning in office, bring all of our equipment, and join a meeting at 10 a.m. called discussion. So I got the calendar invite of death, the meeting that is looking like I'm about to be laid off with my team. So I'm on the way to the office and let's see what happens. Okay, I'm outside of the office. I'm going in. My meeting is in 3 minutes. Wish me luck. Yep, just got fired. So we're officially unemployed. This is my notice of termination. Of course, it's soaking wet because my water spilled all in my bag.
Log into my email or even check my calendar. I called my boss back and we just sobbed over the phone because she was also finding out about my layoff for the first time today too. I started getting calls from a bunch of my coworkers and started finding out who else was let go on my team and some neighboring teams as well. But I think the worst part is that it seems like no one was consulted on this decision and everyone was just finding out about the layoffs at the same time. It just felt like a really bad game of Russian roulette and there was no consistency around who was let go. It was also not performance-based, so it just felt really random. I opened up LinkedIn, which honestly was not great for my mental health. There were so many people who were in the same boat that were both equally as shocked and blindsided, but it did help me feel a little less alone. Honestly, I spent so much of the day crying that I just felt so
Thanks for watching The Real Economy. If you're facing hardship, check the free resources linked below.